Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
So nice to meet you guys. Well, my first question is for either of you. We have a character who's a sorcerer who can do pretty much anything he pleases, coupled with the concept of a multiverse where anything goes and indeed it does. Story-wise, how do you set your ground rules for that? How do you not magic your way through any single bump in the road, story-wise?
Well, I think, yeah, you hit on what could certainly be a trap of this movie. Sure. Overpowered characters and almost endless possibilities. You could stumble into something where the stakes go out the window. And I think that's why in working with Sam and putting together this story, we always try to just focus on the core emotional story of Dr. Stephen Strange, and then alongside him, the continuing story of Wanda Maximoff. It's ultimately the multiverse, the sci-fi of it all. That stuff doesn't matter if the human story at the center of it isn't satisfying, fulfilling, relatable. But if that stuff is airtight and solid, then I think you can actually go as big and crazy as you want with all that other stuff, and we did.
Yeah, that's great. You can't spell your way out of a broken heart or something like
Yes.
that. Mr. Rami, well, this time around, the character's look and the whole visuals of his universe are already pre-stated in previous films. You being such a visual genius, because I consider yourself to be so, when you have so much of your work pre-cut, do you consider yourself this as a constraint on your creativity, or is it like, good God, they did this before me?
I didn't feel constrained at all. I just felt challenged as the director leading this team of creative artists in the monumental task of describing these different universes. That was really the thing that was the problem. How are we going to do that? Not only did we have to recognize what was unique about our universe and present it in a particular visual way, but then we had to present Universe 2, Universe 3, Universe 4, and it was difficult to work with the art department, camera department, production design basically, and even sound department to define the different qualities of one universe versus another. Because really we wanted to take the audience on a journey through very different places and have them feel like they were experiencing another universe.
Talking about universes, Michael, story-wise again, you have to deal with a script. You have to devise a script that has to take into account not only multiple films but TV series as well. So how do you do it? I mean, do you have like a giant wall on your office with a lot of Post-it notes and red strings crisscrossing the whole thing?
Like the Always Sunny meme. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, you have to be a student of the MCU, certainly. I guess you got to watch everything, but that's easy because it's all great. I'm a fan, and we, you're fortunate because you're surrounded by collaborators who are also fans. Sam and I had our producer on this movie every step of the way, Richie Palmer, who works for Marvel and is more ingrained on everything that's happened before in the MCU and everything that's happening down the pipe than either of us. So he really helps keep us honest. And then, yeah, depending on what office I'm working out of that week, whether it's one in London or it's one in my house, I've probably got some sort of whiteboard or evolving document. But I think the truth is, you want to keep it simple as early as possible. If it's the sort of thing that needs a lot of red yarn on a cork board, then it's going to be the sort of thing that isn't satisfying for a broad audience. And so we really tried to make it a simple, streamlined story that anybody could get swept up in.
Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
Now to either one of you, or both, this film may be censored in some countries. I would like to know what's your take on that, and if it is indeed censored, do you have something to do with the version that is going to be shown to that country? Do you have some say in the way it's going to be censored?
No, they probably won't show us that version or consult with us. That'll be about what the country is demanding and what Marvel's willing to do. But censorship is nothing new for me. Most of my movies were censored. Evil Dead couldn't get a release in many places because it was X-rated. It was called a video nasty and confiscated. People were sent to jail in England over that, if you can believe that or not. And still banned in Germany in original form, I think. And Evil Dead 2 was also X-rated, and same thing with that. Wouldn't show in many countries. And many of the Spider-Man movies, in one country there'd be a problem. Oh, in England, Spider-Man was fighting Doc Ock, and he headbutted Doc Ock. And so the British censor says, that has to go. And I said, that has to go?
Really?
Why does that moment have to go? And they say, because in the soccer games right now, the fans are headbutting each other, and we don't want to encourage them.
Zidane had done the headbutt. Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's
really?
Crazy. Yeah.
Ah, the Zidane headbutt.
Yeah, the Zidane headbutt in the World Cup. That's crazy.
But there's sexual problems in some countries with the movies, or there's issues are touched that the country feels a little touchy about, and they want to censor those moments that are taboo in their cultures. Not uncommon.
Okay, and well, talking about the horror label attached to this film, I'm very excited because I remember the surgery scene in Spider-Man 2. It was great. So please tell me, guys, what sorts of horror landmarks or horror traits are you going to incorporate into this film?
What did you come up with, Sarah?
Well, I mean, I went back and I watched and familiarized myself with much of Sam's filmography, a lot of which I'd already seen, and especially the Spider-Man movies, and I tried to write as many sequences as I could that in my mind would let Sam go wild the way that he did in that great surgery scene with Doc Ock. So yeah, hopefully we've got some new great iconic moments.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.